Hey, podcast family. My name is Stallone-Obaraemi Samuel, and you are welcome to the Positive Alteration School. As you know, I'm always super excited when it comes to podcasts and having conversations around public speaking, around communication, around influence, leadership. And today I am super excited more than any other day because I'm talking to a friend. I have a guest in the room, a friend, a superwoman, I like to say. She's got over 11 years working with different multinational companies, coaching people, training people, speaking. She's a mom, she's an entrepreneur, she's a coach, she is tireless. Friends, I give to you Gift Emele. Gift, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thank you.
All
Thank you
right,
so much.
beautiful. Your smile, you're always radiant. I mean, good to see that. Good to see that.
Thank
Now,
you.
yes. Now let our podcast family meet you. Who is Gift Emele?
All right. You've even said it. Gift is that mom. I always like starting with mom because it is mom before
Anything?
other. Yeah. So gift is this lady that grew up. I'm the first child of seven children. It's one left. Okay, and being the first. I perceive what it means to lead. I believe in setting example from the way I saw myself from birth. So I started on time to tell myself, you have to wake up to, be an exemplary person for your siblings. That's how it started. And um, it actually affected every decision I've made in life, my kind of career, my kind of work, and presently where I am. I'm a wellness influencer, an author, a coach. I've had the privilege to train lots of persons multinationally, and it has actually helped me to impact life. Because being the first person in the family, I had always want to see my siblings do it rightly, and that has translated to what's happening to me over the years. I want people to do it rightly. I'm not perfect. I keep learning, I keep improving, but I love to be part of where people are doing it rightly. And I not only that, I want to help. Yeah.
Hmm. Thank you very much. It reminds me, I'm about in the same space, I'd like to say, in terms of the number of people in the house. I have an older sister, but I'm the first son. I like to remember my father would always say, if you get it wrong, your siblings are going to follow. You know, the
Sure.
thing about, yes, the male child and all of that. And I don't think that any of my siblings, my younger siblings, I don't think any of them got it as hot as I did growing up because my father was stern, my mother was stern, very tough, because they feel you are the arrowhead, the others will follow. And whether you like it or not, it appears for people like us, we started leading the day we were born.
That's it.
Yeah, because
That's
there's a
it.
consciousness. You've got to get the dishes done. You've got to sweep the house. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. But by the time the others are coming behind, it appears your parents are beginning to get soft and, they let certain things slide.
Yeah.
But eventually it builds you up. Yeah. So it's a good thing you shared that with us. Your
Thank
story
you.
of growing up, I checked you out. Your story of growing up in a small village, Nigerian village, to become a successful entrepreneur is deeply inspiring, I must say. I have had one on one contact with you, I've had conversations with you. You are a very deep person. How did you learn to effectively communicate and tell your story and message in a way that impacts people? I've read testimonials, I've heard people verbally talk about you. How were you able to get to that point, coming from a small village?
Thank you. Actually, still that desire, that quest to impact, it grew. And when I saw myself in the kind of business I do that has to do with relating to people, has to do with impacting to people, and I told myself that it's a clear reality that I have to learn. I have to learn. And I happen to belong in the organization in my wellness journey that this organization believe in tutoring people. They believe in education. So when I passed through the education, I saw what your personal story can do. I saw myself do better when I started using my story. And there's no way you can talk about sharing your personal story, using it to impact lives. There's no way you can talk about that without talking about public speaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're
that's
you're you're correct. You're correct. Your stories. I'd like to also add that I think we all like gossips. Everybody likes that. Just tell me what happened. What did you say happened?
the
Yeah.
person.
And then people will even get more interested when you are talking about yourself. Oh, she's talking about herself. It's a powerful thing when you're able to use your story. And that is beautiful. And you've also been able to highlight the power of storytelling and how it attracts people to you. You said you've also been a corporate trainer. I've also been in spaces where you spoke, you trained, and being a corporate trainer is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. So, my question to you in this space would be, how did you specifically hone your communication skills so that you're able to influence leaders? I know you've been, I don't know if I'm allowed, but I don't want to mention this, but I know that you've been in, yeah, and you're free to mention names of organizations you've worked with. I know you've worked with large organizations and trained leaders. How are you able to hone your skills, grow yourself? So when you talk and you teach and you share, you move leaders to action.
Okay. Like I say, it stems from the heart. Desire, what you want for yourself and for others. That's I think I remember when I was a kid, my father, he was a civil servant. Being the first child, I will always accompany him to places where he will sometimes buy food and sometimes on credit.
Okay.
You buy and sometimes you do that on credit. And when we are coming next, I will see the woman. Sometimes I'll be like, I hope this time it's not credit again, like the impression I get.
Yes.
So yeah, then I have an uncle who was a banker who
Okay.
would branching and to our house. And whenever he enters, everybody is happy. Everybody, because he will not leave us the same.
Mm.
I was like, what's the difference between my father? My father is quite an honest, very hardworking man. What's the difference between him that he can buy on credit and this one is not buying on credit? Then when banking industry was, you
Yes.
know, so I grew up to say to belong in that cadre of people or group of people who want to search
Mm.
something that will give true meaning to their life or better meaning, I mean to their life. I saw that it's even beyond where my uncle was. Okay, I saw that
Mm.
it's about impacting others. You want to go, it's okay, you can go alone, but it will be better if you go with people. And it will be best if you go with trained people.
Okay.
Okay, so that inspired all I do. When I get on stage, I will tell myself that this moment, it's a gift. I have been given this 30 minutes, this 1 hour to touch lives.
Mm-hmm.
I've been given, yeah, this very little moment to inspire, to educate, to inspire, and move people to action. When they learn, when they're educated, they tend to take the action, not just taking the action, but properly and in the right direction. So
Yes.
that makes me, when I go to the stage, I want to do my utmost best to give to the people, because it will turn back to impact to them to do better in the companies I've worked with, usually wellness company. There will be a lot of productivity after those trainings from those individuals. And seeing that, it serves as my review to the next time I want to do better. That's what spurs me on in the speaking industry.
Beautiful, beautiful. It stems from the heart. That's the most important thing. I remember John Maxwell would say, it's not about speaking, it's more about connecting. And when you connect, sometimes when you talk to people, people are asking the question, does she care about me? Does she see me? Do I matter? Does she understand what I'm going through? Is she, does she really care? So once you, when you started and you said it's from the heart, I said, okay, so it comes from care.
Yeah.
I know that you have done a lot in the network marketing space and the wellness space. And in Africa, in Nigeria, wellness or network marketing is a huge industry as it is in most parts of the world. It's an amazing thing that has happened to so many people. I was talking to a social media person the other day, and she said, I'm no longer in network marketing, but I can tell you that the days I spent in network marketing prepared me for the days I am going through now in my business. The way I sell, the things that I do, the way I connect with people, my fearlessness. But that's what network marketing brings. So I'm going to
So,
ask you now, what do you think are the challenges of many network marketers who struggle in building their businesses as it relates to communication? Network marketing, just to lay the background, network marketing, it involves selling, it involves customer service, it involves a whole lot.
yeah.
And where do you think the challenge is with many people? I mean, bluntly speaking.
All right. Um, Talking about my field, network marketing wellness, it's a field that goes with education. So some persons do it just for the money's sake.
Okay.
But in actual sense, the ones who greatly succeed and also leave a legacy, as well as, yeah, I want to say, and last in a particular company and leave a legacy, is those who are educated in it and those who have grown to own the skills that the industry demands. Every industry have their own, what they want, what you will do, and then you become one of the 2% in that industry. And
Yeah.
here, we are not left out. And what is demanded of us here is to own the right skills. And these skills, you can communicate them well to the world, I mean, to your business partners, to the other persons in the organization or in the company. It's not only about you and your team, but it's about others. You can't do it well without really using public speaking to educate, to inculcate, to nurture.
Mhm.
It's a field of nurturing. So those who nurture, educate, communicate, and impact through public speaking, they do better.
Yeah. All right. I agree with you. I agree with you. And some people might say I'm biased because I call myself a student of public speaking and communication. But there are very little things, there are very few things, if at all, you can do in the corporate world, in your personal life, in business, in family, if you cannot really communicate. In fact, there's a beautiful proverb I love, which says that a word said at the right time, it's like apples of gold on a silver carving. It means knowing what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. Oh, how beautiful. So
Amazing.
so it comes down to why people really then don't think deliberately learning to hone their public speaking skills or their communication skills is important. It worries me, it disturbs me. Why do you think people don't pay attention to that?
Okay, I feel a feeling of inadequacy
Okay.
is one of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel that exposure. Some people are not exposed to, they didn't have the, will I say, the opportunity, even in my field, in network marketing. Some people just come in, like as I said, because of just making the money.
Okay.
So bad education, bad
Mm.
information, wrong awareness, because someone actually brought them in and teach them it's all about the money, just go grab it. But when the person now meets the right person,
Mm.
probably now own a mentor in the
Okay.
industry, you see the same person go from not doing it rightly to doing it rightly. So uh, um, the need for someone to coach, because it's the coach that will now notice that this person has an inadequacy. The person feel unfit to
Mm.
speak. I remember one leader, she said something, she said, Madam Gift, do you know that you taught me instead of holding my microphone, she was to speak, she was to model speaking. Instead of
Okay.
holding microphone the straight way, she turned the microphone upside down. She said,
Really?
Madam, yeah. It's as much as that. She said, Madam Gift, you made me start. You met me at my start and raw level. You
Yeah.
taught me. She was saying this thing on stage.
Yeah.
Then she was hosting a big event.
Yeah.
So, meaning that she finally turned to be a great speaker,
Mm.
a great motivator. In fact, she was a host in another company,
Mm.
a host in a very big event. So
Okay.
she said, instead of holding mic like this, I was holding mic upside down. This woman
Upside down.
taught me to disregard my fear, the fear of the
Yeah.
environment, and first of all, be myself, you
Mm.
know, to hold the mic rightly. So some people feeling of inadequacy, wrong knowledge, no mentor, no coach.
Yeah, I'm going to dive in different from a different angle. How did you feel at that moment when she said, "Listen, you met me raw. I was rock bottom at the point, at the lowest point, but you taught me gradually to this point where I'm able to host an event like this." How did you feel inside of you?
I had once more this feeling of fulfillment,
Yeah.
because it's part of my desire. It's my desire to see people get better. So
Mm.
it added to my to my tank of fulfillment.
Mm.
I was
Beautiful.
happy.
Yes, that's the more important thing. That's why we even do what we do, trying to get people to see that don't neglect public speaking. Don't take it for granted. Don't take honing your communication skills for granted. Don't think that, okay, I can talk. I met somebody the other day at the gym and she said, I can talk. I say, because I'm an extrovert, I really don't need to learn how to speak in public or how to communicate. I already do communicate. Talking does not necessarily mean that you communicate. It's the biggest mistake. Most people think that they've communicated when they haven't. But when you were answering the last question, you mentioned mentorship, coaching. Are you saying that growth and the network marketing space, I know it might come like a very simplistic question, but are you saying that growth in the network marketing space requires coaching, proper coaching and mentoring? Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, for someone to um after all, by the way, I mean, I read accounting
Okay.
in the University of River State University of Science and Technology, Port Harcourt, Nigeria. So I during my school years, I met a lady who told me, because she have started seeing the attributes,
Okay.
because later part of my schooling was when I got into network marketing. She have
Okay.
seen all the things I used to say, Madam Gift, if this profession will give you this, the kind of uh, money you mentioned that is coming, yet you are improving. I see you greatly improve. Please hold that there tightly. I'm in the financial industry, she said, and in the financial world, I know what I passed through to keep my status. So if you get this in and you own your time, be there.
Yeah.
So that made me know that, okay, what I have is so valuable. I have to treasure it. So in our own industry, and I look at her, she's so packaged, professionalism is there. What is wrong applying professionalism here? So when I come in after that experience, I now searched for those who are professionals in the industry,
Okay.
and they became my mentors.
Mm.
So there are the impact of mentors cannot be overemphasized. It's very important, because in every field, you look at those who are doing it rightly, and then go into what they're doing, if possible, upgrade it, and you come out with flying colors. Here in this profession, it's like that. I've met those who say, Madam Gift, do you know, I mean, in other countries,
Yes.
Madam Gift, do you know your stories for me or no? You know, I watch a video that you of your when you, during your car wedding or during your house warming and all that, and you told your story, being a hairdresser, became an accountant without a job, and then from there you head on to this. If you can do it, and yet you're maintaining your home, you know, if you can do it, I can do it also. Some we say, I've met someone who works with the aircraft from another country, I think
Okay.
Senegal.
Yeah.
He met with him when he was what they call manager
Okay.
from a lower place. He keep asking questions. How do I go about this? How do I do this? Okay, look at the skill you have to apply. Look at the skill like that, till he gradually grew. I watched this man grew, even the wife grew to an enviable height in the
Mm.
company.
Okay.
That's because of mentorship.
Yeah. So
Yes, that's because of mentorship.
good. Thank you. So the message to people all over the world, especially for those in Africa and more especially in Nigeria, you want to enjoy network marketing because it's a good profession. It's a great profession, undeniably. What you are saying, Gift Emele, is if you don't have a coach, you don't have a mentor, find one. Is that what you're saying?
Cool.
Correct.
Very well.
Yes. If you don't
And
have
the,
a coach, yes, go ahead, please.
and the good thing is that it's an industry. So it
Mm.
doesn't really mean that your mentor or your coach must come from your company.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be someone outside the company.
Okay.
There are role models, coach, mentors. So you can choose this from different companies
Different
as,
companies.
as far as it's in the industry.
Okay.
And even outside the industry, there are persons of high repute in leadership
Mm.
that you can also make adopt as your coaches or mentors or role models, and you see yourself doing well.
Good. I remember, I think I learned that from Mr. Ugochukwu Omogo. He said something. How exactly did he put it? Okay, but I'm just going to imply, simply says, mentorship is a shortcut to success. So, yeah, normally we would say there are no shortcuts. But he's saying if you find a mentor, because a mentor usually has been there. And so he simply takes you, helps you to get there. See, A mentor shortens the journey or the distance for you. So if you do not have a coach, you do not have a mentor, you're running a business, you're in the network marketing space, you're in the wellness space, it's important that you find a mentor, you have a coach. And if
Sure.
you, yeah, if you feel that you're having challenges communicating effectively, speaking in public. Now, public speaking is not just when you're on the stage, but when you talk to those that are your prospects, when you talk to people one on one, you're speaking in public. When even in your family, you could be talking with your family members, but that's the public in that instance. How you communicate is really important. I was
Matters.
having, yes, I was having a mastermind the other day, and we're having this conversation, and we're saying that many times people lose relationships that they've built for so many years because they fail to communicate in the right way and the right tone in that moment. This is how crazy it can be when we don't take communication really good. See, has there ever been a time you speak a lot on stages? You talk to your teams. You has there ever been a time when you, Gift Emele, you are speaking in public and something went wrong? You probably forgot what you wanted to say. You feel like, man, it's like I'm losing it. This presentation is not making sense. Has it ever happened to you?
Ooh. All right. Yes. Am I not a human being?
Okay.
It has happened. It has happened normally on a normal ground.
Mm,
Although I'm trained to know, I'm trained in my profession to
okay.
know that energy, energy is everything. When the energy is up,
Mm,
every other thing could be taken care of.
yeah.
So it has happened to me. And one of the ways I managed it, one of the ways I managed a particular day was just to use the energy and motivation. I was covering up with the energy, with the motivation. I gave a role play in that 2 minutes or thereabout
Yeah.
just to rewind myself and stabilize myself so that I can align to my tiny lines, you know.
Mm,
But you know, your audience most times will not detect this. It
yes.
is you, and probably if you have any other higher person around you that will notice that it's like there's something. I have a scenario again that also happened one day. It wasn't like I was very prepared. I was very okay. I was flowing well.
Mm,
But all of a sudden, uh, for me, I have 35 minutes.
yeah.
That's my time. It's a very big event. All of a sudden, I saw minutes
Minutes
remaining. And
left,
for
and you have a
me,
lot to say.
I'm just like 12 minutes gone. In my mind, I'm just
Yes.
12 minutes gone. And before then, everybody know me that Gift used to keep to time. Then I'm seeing boldly behind 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes plus like 12 minutes, 17 minutes. Where's my other
Yeah.
30 minutes or thereabout, or 15 minutes even? I was like, what has just happened? But it's a very big event where more than 2,000 persons are. So
Mm,
I must work with the 5 minutes.
yes.
I must maintain emotional stability because I thought of, okay, probably these people run into a challenge and they want to minimize the time. They want to reduce the time of the speakers so that they can meet up with something. I didn't go to question. I just worked with 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
it wasn't easy.
So what helped you? You had 5 minutes. No, this is very practical. I need you
Mm.
to be really practical about this. What helped you? You thought you'd spend 12 minutes, but you've
Mm.
already spent 30 minutes. That's what it means because you had 35 minutes. But you, in your mind, you spent only 12 minutes. Now but it happened, you spent 30 minutes already. You've got 5 minutes to go, but you still need to pass your nuggets. How were you
Yeah.
able to cope and still keep your emotional stability in place?
Yeah, that's where I tell every speaker that one of the things you must not fail to do is to prepare. Preparation, when you are prepared, it
Mm,
helps so much
absolutely.
to handle such situation. So an understanding, clarity of thought, understanding your script. Because if you have that clarity of thought, when it's like that, you can do a summary. Something you are to do in the next 7 minutes, you can crash it down to 2 minutes plus, and another one you're supposed to do in another 5 minutes. After the 7 minutes, you can crash it down to a minute and some seconds, simply because you already have clarity of thought of your script. Okay, so preparation was very helpful. I went off doing it the way it is, though the big slide was there. I was flipping, but I was just giving with energy the meaning of the slide. And that was how I saw myself. I wrapped up.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That's one thing we teach in our course, the joy of public speaking. When what we teach our students is that your speech usually, your presentation usually, we're talking about a formal presentation, usually has a beginning, the body, and the end. Just understand the skeleton, understand the meat or the points, and then know, because we're very big when it comes to storytelling, know the stories, know the illustrations, know the anecdotes you want to use to flesh up your presentation. So if something happens, you know where you're going. If something, because it's not that you saw 5 minutes. It could just be that something happens and the owners of the conference or the show had said, cut down your speech. We have to cut down so that we can meet up time. But you've prepared for 35 minutes and you get there, because this happened to me. Prepared for 1 hour, I got up there and they said, Stallone, you've got, as I was just getting off the stage, they said, Stallone, you've got 20 minutes. What? I prepared for 60 minutes. I wanted to move around and make sure that everything that's 20 minutes. And this, I was being told, I'm telling you, real true story. This I was being told as I was getting on stage. Like it was whispered, Stallone, can you do this in 20 minutes? You understand? So, and like you said, it was a big event. Yes, it wasn't the fault of the organizers, but something beyond their powers actually happened, but they needed to keep the event within time. That's where preparation comes in. And I like the fact that the first thing you mentioned was preparation. Okay. So two or three things I'm taking away from this is that as even a star as Gift Emele can make mistakes on stage. So anybody that's watching, understand that it's okay to make mistakes on stage. Even a star as Gift Emele can make mistakes on stage. So don't hold your back from honing your public speaking skills or going further in your communication skills because you think, I don't want to make mistakes, because that's the biggest fear why people don't speak in public. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to make mistakes. People make, even the people you look up to make mistakes. The second thing is that to make up for mistakes or any unforeseen occurrences when you have a speaking engagement, to make up for that, to mitigate that risk, what you need to do is prepare, and prepare. That way you'll be able to scale through. Have I summarized that beautifully?
Exactly.
Okay. You see, now, network marketing requires the ability to influence people, to persuade people. How have you, Gift Emele, used, what are concrete ways that you have used communication and public speaking to build trust and credibility? Now I'm talking about trust and credibility. How have you as a person? So if anybody in your team, outside your team, people meeting you for the first time, and they're struggling, how does communication come into building my influence, my credibility? How have you used that?
All right. Someone a few days ago told me that he traced me up to 2017.
Okay.
on Facebook, and
Okay.
notice that what I do now is
Mm.
exactly what I was doing then.
Okay.
What I mean is, the person say you are on top of your game. When you come to social media, you speak, you give awareness, give education, give information, and you continually do it. If you can be doing this since 2017, I say it's even before 2017. The only thing is that I've also grown.
Yeah.
Okay. And it got to a stage where I thought of, okay, it's not all about public speaking for my industry, but for those outside my industry.
Mm.
So I went for, in 2020, I went and got the required training in order to
Okay.
channel it outside my industry. You get?
Mm. Yeah.
So so I now told the person, that's why you can notice that I've also grown in doing it. I'm not just exactly how it was before, which he believed. So I think he brought something up. It's a business. And that thing gave me credibility. He said he was able to agree or believe that I am genuine, and it's
Okay.
possible that he believed, without even asking any other person, that I will not, there's no distrust with me, that he can trust doing business with me,
Okay.
simply because of doing this in a long term.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, public speaking, educating people in our kind of business, when you do it without restraint, without, in the ups and downs, your lows and highs, you don't dabble into, you don't bring in politics, all the news, all the bad news, you don't dwell in them, you focus. Because some people today, now they'll come and talk about Gary, tomorrow
Yeah.
they'll talk about this. Yeah, we live in a world where making it too much formal is not the order of the day. Sometimes
Yeah.
you do fun, you make fun, add some humor in what we do, but
Yeah.
yes, being consistent with your message adds credibility to what you do in
Okay.
our network marketing industry. I believe in that, and I've been someone who, people will meet me for the first time, only the name, Gift
Mm.
Emele, Gift Emele, I've seen it somewhere, Gift Emele. They will go back, come back again, screenshot something and give me. Probably. So one went to Google and Googled my name, and on an image, and brought in. I said, I said it, I know you, I've seen you somewhere there. You know that.
Mm.
So the trust level grew when you publicly speak and
Mm.
you're consistent with it.
Good. So, public speaking and effective communication grows your trust level, especially when you're consistent and when you do what you say you're going to do. It gives you credibility because people go back. Because people say social media, it's a known fact. Social media or the internet never forgets. They go back and they check what you've done. It gives you influence. So for people who are afraid or concerned, are holding themselves back from learning how to communicate and communicate a lot more and be public speakers in their various trades or businesses, they are holding themselves back from actually gaining some more influence and establishing credibility like you have done. Before the interview, I had to also check you out. I know that we've known each other for a while, but I had to check you out. And I figured also, if I'm not mistaken, that you wrote a book, Passion, the New Gold Mine. I want to ask you, what motivated you writing that book?
Okay, I was motivated to write that book because in 2020, during the time the lockdown was on, everybody was indoors. That's a book.
Yeah.
That's exactly when I wrote that book.
Okay.
I saw myself, simply because I love to speak. Wherever you call me, I love to speak. So we had a trip in 2019 in my
Mm.
company then, and a man from Ghana approached me and gave me $100.
Okay.
So I was wondering, why did he give me $100? He say, I'm giving you this because you will not know the impact of what you're doing on social media, what is doing on women.
Wow.
That women in Ghana, yeah, he said women in Ghana, they play low. That some of them play low. And
Mm.
and then he will use me as a reference point. Go and see a fellow woman like you doing it. So when he played my video, some of them will not copy my name and go to follow, and then we'll be watching. From there, you see them grow their energy, grow their belief system, you know. And he said he came with a chunk of, or a bunch of a group of women came with him from
From Ghana.
Ghana,
Yeah.
simply because of when he introduced me to them, and
Okay.
they now started doing well.
Wow.
They became serious in the business. They
So
stood up
without knowing, you were influencing people.
without knowing.
Yeah, because you are
So
talking, you're speaking, you're communicating.
just like that. So I so value that $100. So, COVID started early part of 2020. So
Yeah.
when we went into COVID, I was still with the appreciation of that thing that happened. I said, so your passion, what you love, could just benefit you like this.
Yeah.
I bought a bag, and I used that bag to remember that $100. I'm like, no, that means your passion can really pay.
Yes.
Yes. So I went in, I studied under a woman I've always followed, is still the influence.
Yeah.
I always followed her, Lisa. So Nicole Waters,
Okay.
Nicole Waters.
Oh,
So
okay.
when
Yeah.
I trained under her, and
Okay.
yeah, her course 1K 1 week,
Okay.
affected me. And also I trained through a Nigerian girl again, that 2020. It was just after the course is also knowledge based. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Knowledge is e-knowledge is a big business of its own.
Yes.
So I started with writing the book while I was preparing my course. Something happened, and up till now, I've not that course is not so much on the limelight, but I've used the knowledge I got to
Mhm.
help a lot of women, a lot of men, even in their course, in their profession, to know that knowledge, knowing it and passing on knowledge could be a great treasure.
Good.
So that was when I wrote that book. The
Yeah.
reason for the book is only reading that book,
Mm.
someone can know how to use what you know already.
Okay.
That thing you know already, you can now use it to really benefit yourself and own an income, either part-timely or even full-timely. Okay.
Mm.
So that's what led to me writing that book.
Okay. Another thing I saw about you, I think it was on LinkedIn. You said you have a mission. You're on a mission to raise entrepreneurs by helping them monetize their skills and passion. And so, knowing that, I move to ask you, how important is it for leaders to clearly articulate their vision, and how do you personally do this in your public speaking engagement? Your focus is to get leaders to monetize their skills. How do you weave in? How important is it for leaders in articulating their in monetizing their skills to be able to articulate their vision?
It's important in the sense that without them articulating their vision,
Mm.
you sit back and say, what do I really want?
Yes.
Especially age. The years go by. Before you know it, someone is 40, before you know it, someone is 50, and before you say Jack, someone is 55 or 60. So
Someone is old.
someone is old.
Yeah.
So so
Yeah.
how real are your dreams or your vision? What do you wanted for yourself? How real are they? And how fast can you clinch with the right people, right mentors, right coaches in order to bring them to limelight before it comes to a time when you say, hey, had I known, I would have been fast enough, or I would have been used this person, I would have also used this person. Okay, so it's important that people align to what their personal dreams, and align with the right coaches and mentors in order to actualize them. I saw a lady make over 200 million in 6 weeks. 200 million in 6 weeks, just teaching a group of us. Because she was very, very liberal with sharing the figures.
Yes.
So there is huge wealth in the industry, in the e-knowledge, in the industry of monetizing your skill. Okay, so I feel like I can contribute. I feel like I want to contribute, and that was led to what led to what you saw. Yeah.
Okay.
For people to.
No, go ahead, please.
Yeah, for people to monetize, for people to have the confidence that it's possible that they monetize. You're a fashion designer. It's not that you must, practically be doing the fashion. Beautiful if you can do it. I have daughters who do it and do them very well. But what if you can teach others while doing it? What if you can teach others to do it, and teach others how to teach others who can do it? Great wealth lies there.
Yeah. And all of that ties around communication, public speaking.
Yes. Yeah. Public speaking. Yeah.
As a network marketer, as a health influencer, wellness influencer rather, in Nigeria, there had been a time when people have, in good faith, invited others. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Okay, good. I think I got obstructed. So there are times when people have introduced other people to businesses in good faith, and for some reasons, those businesses don't work. And it goes into so much flame and so much problem, like we would say in Nigeria, palaver, some resulting in police cases, court cases, all sorts of abuses and all of that, because sometimes a lack of understanding, sometimes probably lack of honesty. That's why the credibility thing also, we asked that question earlier. Have you ever been in such a situation?
Okay, I said that this industry is that of education, and it gets better when you learn, when you pass it on to others. That's where communication comes. I was privileged to, quite on time, understand what the industry is all about.
Okay.
Most of those things that flow around, that people engage in and they lose their money very well. But most of them are not network marketing. Most of them are networking.
Okay.
They are just networking.
What's the difference?
Because when you add the word marketing, it means there is a real value. Okay. Either tangible or real, honest services. Okay. That is exchanged when the money is tendered, when the money is put down. Yeah, there is a value that goes back to the person who owned the money, or who tendered the money, or who exchanged the money. Yeah, and that value should be more than, it's enough for you to forget the money. So it should be more than the money you paid.
So the value you get should be more than the money you paid. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So that in the next 1 minute, you don't want to do much thing with the company again. you okay, you didn't lose anything.
Mm.
Okay. So but the ups and downs of life happened in 2021, and I branched into the cryptocurrency industry.
Okay.
Although quickly I understood what it's all about quickly when I got in.
Yeah.
I understood that, okay, this is good. You get these things, you buy them, leave them for a time. Don't buy them with your life, like the last thing you have.
Okay.
Just get them, forget them. Whenever they become, it should be side income. That is my own what I feel. That's my own feeling. All right. So quickly I dashed out because I was trained in my industry not to engage in money games.
Okay.
Not to engage in things that people do not have value exchange to them when they pay their money. And there are value that are real value. There are value that are not what's the value. So if someone is doing network marketing with a bag or a tie, so the product nature in network marketing is important. We are diving a bit. Product nature is important because if you tell me you're doing network marketing and it's with a bag or a tie, how many times do I need tie? How many times do I need a bag?
Yeah.
So it should be reusable product.
Yeah, something that you can always go back and buy.
Yes, and there should be time frame for the use.
That's
so
how.
That's
go
where
ahead. I'm learning you.
All right. That's where if you give me a cup, I say this cup is a magic cup. When you pour water, you do like this, you do like that. When I buy one cup, the probability of me not buying again is there. So product nature. So this product, if it has to be what I should do business with, has to be the one that when you use, it expires 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe 30 days. When I mean expire doesn't mean the efficacy of the product or the spam. No, I mean it's finished. It finishes.
Okay. It should be
So that's why
built in a way that
there's
repeat purchase.
There's repeated purchase, and it's not. It shouldn't be mandatory. It's something that is just natural. I bought something. I use it in 2 weeks. It's finished, and I feel I need it. I feel it gives me the energy I want. I feel it serves me a purpose. The person who gave it to me will not have to come and bug head and say, do you need another one? No. Me, I know I need another one and it's finished. Okay, maybe it's a 30 days stuff. In 30 days, it's finished. Maybe it's 10 days. So I've not really been engaged in those schemes.
Okay.
We call them we call them non-sustainable business models.
Yeah. Okay.
But I've not really been, but there is this maybe 5% experience out of my knowledge, out of my practicality in as an adult doing business. There's this 5% of time I saw myself. That was when I left my last company. I was like, is it me? You look at yourself, wow.
This is not characteristic of me.
This is not me.
This is not me.
I have to run away. I have to run away. When I tested it, I wouldn't like to be a party to people losing their money. And that thing came in the angle of cryptocurrency. See, some cryptocurrency are not, some of those crypto stuff, they are non-sustainable business model too. And because I was still learning, so I engaged in few of them, and I didn't like the experience, and I would never want to repeat it.
Go back again.
That's why I'm stuck here. Presently, I am with an African company. It's our intention to take what we have in Africa in terms of the raw material, the herbals we have in Africa, well-crafted meals and herbs. We want to take it to the world because here we are blessed in Africa. So that is where I am presently.
Okay. So but before we round off, could you take before we round off, you just talked about the business you're into now. Could you take about a minute or so, tell us about the business you're into, in case anybody watches this and say, well, I think I like the way she flows, I like the way she communicates, and then she's spoken a lot about communication and public speaking, and I'd like to be in her space. Which company are you talking about? And it's okay, just tell us in 60 seconds about your business. It'll be fine for people to learn and see if that could help them.
All right. Presently, I'm with a company called I Go Global
Okay.
International. Yeah, International Limited, a company that is an African. Uh, uh, is made up of knowledge. And those who have invested knowledge in the industry of network marketing in Africa. So the knowledge of combined knowledge of or experience, combined experience of 100 years,
Okay.
is put into place to born or birth I Go Global. It's meant actually to take what we have, like as I mentioned, what we have in Africa, they are rich. We have rich African heritage in form of herbals, and they are highly efficacious. They have no side effects, and what we have is NAFDAC approved. Our intention is to take it to the world. We've been doing that of other countries. There's no bad about it. But if we can help other countries, other companies from outside do theirs, why can't we do ours?
Absolutely.
So this is a time we want to do ours and put all the energy we used to put in singing all the song for those companies. We're putting it here in order to take wellness the way it should be from Africa to the world. Most of those companies, sometimes you see those who are doing the business in the indigenous home country do less and they'll earn hugely, simply because there's no importation, exportation, or importation for them. In this case, for us here now, there's no importation. All those dues are off our shoulder, making it even affordable.
Okay.
And also, it enables the indigenous owners to pay well,
Okay.
to put out enough to the distributors or the influencers, as we call it here. All right. So for now, I'm with IGO Global, and the comp plan, the business plan the company have is awesomely awesome. Just 5 months old, but it's really amazing.
Thank you very much. So, Gift, if anyone is interested in building a business and probably also working with you, learning your communication, leadership, and influence skills, how would they reach out to you? Is it via email, TikTok, WhatsApp? Is there any way you want people to reach out to you? So if anybody sees this video and feels, okay, I think I want to get in contact with that, what's the most convenient way?
Okay, on Facebook, even Instagram and TikTok, but Facebook is usually handy. My email also is there. Do I need to just mention
on Facebook? How do we find you? What's your name on Facebook?
GIFT, Gift, EMELLE, Emele. That is my brand. That's my name. You just go to Facebook, type that, you are with me.
Good stuff. So you want to work with Gift Emele, you want to find out how she communicates, how she raises leaders and helps them. Okay, please get in touch with her on Facebook. Finally, if you have three, we ask this question to this last question to all of our guests, at least up to this point. If there are three persons you would like to have lunch or dinner or breakfast with, that are excellent communicators or leaders in your space or in the business world, who would they be? Three persons.
Three persons.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. They are just here.
Oh, okay.
They're just here. Number one person is Eric Worre.
I'll be shocked if you didn't mention his name.
Eric Worre. He's an icon in my profession.
Okay.
He is. All right. Eric Worre. And then Tony Robbins.
Okay.
Okay. because he takes a life is a life coach, and also his strategy is mind awakening, or was mind awakening when I was starting off in this industry very well. How to get you what he is the brain behind how to get what you really want, partly. So I would love such with him. And then Les Brown.
Les Brown. Okay,
Les Brown so is in the angle of motivation for me. Eric Corey is in the angle of my core industry. And then even three of them somehow were once in my industry. And then Tony Robbins is a life coach. What he has can help someone to go from zero to uppermost part in terms of living life itself. But there are many more. John Maxwell, Brent Tracy, but you said three.
Yeah. All right, great stuff. It's been amazing sharing this moment with you. I know we can go on and on. I tell you, I couldn't even go through all the questions I have in mind, but we might have this again. But it's important that we've shared this time. I really do appreciate, and I hope that this video touches someone who's been thinking about communication and would probably feel, okay, where do I start from? Or it's probably in the network marketing space or in a wellness space, and really has not come to appreciate the importance of honing their communication skills and becoming good public speakers in order to influence and lead others. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us and your wisdom and insight.